Kind of. Okay, so that's a good idea. So what we're going to talk about today is soil. And so to open that up, I want you to think about, what do you know about soil? What do you think that soil is?
Dirt.
Dirt, okay. What is dirt?
Mud.
Mud, what is mud? What is it?
Dirt and water. It's dirt
Dirt,
with water.
but describe what makes up dirt.
Nutrients or?
Nutrients, okay,
Like
you're on the right track.
Hey, but
What, hang on, what did Max say? There you go, that's one way that happens. So through something, rocks smashing together and...
But we can't throw rocks on the road.
Yeah, you're right.
Here we
But let's talk. Okay, so we think of dirt, we think of mud, which is still different names for soil.
Dust.
And then we think of rocks.
Water. Water.
You said nutrients, that's right.
I said something.
And then water. Yeah. And so these are all really good things.
And
Yes, what is it?
Oxygen.
There you go, oxygen's in there, so I'm just gonna write oxygen.
grass.
Grass is in there. So I'm gonna stop our list here. This is a great list. You guys did a good job. So yes, these are kind of all things. But rocks are really the main thing that kind of makes it all up. And you have things like lots of little things that come together.
What
and
those things are bugs.
Yeah, and so, but I want you to, what I really want you to think of soil as is a sponge. So I want you to pass it around. Can you pass it around? Yeah, pass it around. So what does it feel like? Is there like lots of little holes in it? Right? There's lots of little holes. Pass it around.
Pass it around. Sammy, give it to Luke now.
And then I need a really good volunteer. I'm gonna do it there. And so I want you, so everybody feels that sponge. Okay, I'm actually gonna, okay, so let's give it to Dare. Dare, I want you to come over here.
I know what she's gonna do.
So, who said nutrients? And then, so one of the ways that plants can take up nutrients is through water. And so, I want you to stick it. Awesome. So, oh, there we go. Get it all wet. Now pull it out. Why is the sponge able to hold the water?
It's not.
Because what it's made of. Because of what it's made of, that's really smart.
And
So that's,
in the shape of a rectangle.
that's so smart. Okay, so I want you to squeeze it all out. So, did that sponge have water in it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's able to hold. So I want you to think of soil. Look, it's still got more.
Soil.
I want you to squeeze it as much as possible.
Hey, we cook with soil.
I don't know about if you cook with it, but that's a good idea. So yeah, so look, it holds a lot of water. So just like, you just sit down. So just like the sponge holds water, so soil holds all sorts of good stuff. It holds nutrients, it holds water, and stuff that plants need, and it provides home.
Food.
A home, yeah, also it provides things for, but it provides all sorts of things
Maybe.
for plants that they need. But, so, you know, you have all the soil and stuff, and you're like, okay, what is it actually made of? So it's made of different sized particles that are all mixed together in different ways based off of, you know, basic properties of soil. So you've got this. So what we're gonna see, we're gonna do a cool experiment, and I'm gonna need 4 volunteers aside from Adair. So we're gonna hypothesize. So so each of these are differently sized, right? So this is potting soil, and I'm gonna get, what's your name, buddy? Okay, you're gonna come over here. I want Jamila, I want Sam, and I want Max. So this is really big. All the other Sam, but I'm gonna get you Vader. So they're all different size, right? So, and they all hold water differently. So to see how they all come together and make soil, and they all hold water differently. See, okay, Sam and Max, let's come over here and pour it. You can pour it in, everybody. Okay, ready? So what I want you to do, you have to put it down. Awesome. So you're gonna pick up the cup and you're gonna pour it in there.
This one?
Yep, all of y'all are gonna do it. So let's go. Try not to let it overflow.
I got a rock.
Yeah.
Which one do you think is going to let the most water come through, guys?
Which one's quick? Pour it all at once. Keep going, keep
Well,
going.
the rock, yeah.
How quick? Do you see how they're going at different speeds?
Mine's not even going.
Do you see how they're going at different speeds?
Mine's.
Right? So this one goes really fast. Why do you think this one goes really fast? lots of open room. So that's one of the properties of soil, is it's how big or small all the holes are and stuff.
Sands didn't even come out.
Yeah, sand, I think sand's going, and plus it's, because these are really, really small. These are a lot more, there's a word for it, it's porous,
It's
it's a lot
actually
more
coming
air.
out.
So you guys can go sit down, okay?
It's coming out now.
I know, so we'll continue to watch it, so I want you guys to go sit down
I'm
for
just
me.
gonna stare at that the whole time.
Yeah. So this all talks about different dirt size, like different particle sizes, and particle is like a thing. That's what forms together to make our soil. And so, what's up, buddy?
When we grow food, it gets out of our hands, but if we drop it, it doesn't get filled, and we can't eat it.
Yeah, nice thoughts. I like those thoughts. And so, good thoughts. So now I want you guys to keep watching this at the different speeds, but it has to do with their size. So in soil, we have different size soil particles or soil aggregates. So you have sand, which is the biggest, which water typically should pour out the quickest. Then you have silt, which is the middle side one. Then you have clay, which is the smallest. So now, if these are all clumped together, really, 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 really close together, do you think a lot of water could go through? No. So now if the sand particles are bigger, they can't get as close together, so water can go through quicker. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I kind of want to keep that. So we're thinking about water, like, you know, our soil being a sponge, and we know that all these different types of things come in to make that are in our soil, which affects the way the water can go in, and then also affects the way it can hold on to nutrients, and it's really, really cool. And so now kind of thinking about that,
What are we doing now?
yeah, I want to talk about this. What is this? Moss leaves. Where do you typically find this?
Outside.
So what do you have to do to, like, is this soil?
No, it's
No.
leaves.
No, what is it?
Leaves.
Yeah, so this is a
Leaves
special, what
and
is called organic matter. So it's basically like stuff that hasn't been turned into soil yet. So what is this?
Soil.
Do you think this used to be that?
Yes.
Yes, it did. And so, now what do you think makes this stuff that's way bigger into this that comes together and holds water and nutrients? What do you, let's see, let's hear from Max.
It's like grinded.
Okay, what do you think does the grinding?
Eroding.
What is it?
Eroding.
Not quite
Eroding.
erosion, but I like that idea.
Like
Rocks.
acid.
Rocks are really good, and when we drop them, they can get in our hands because when we go,
Uh-huh.
it gets on our hands and the water comes through.
Yeah, there you go. That's I like that. So okay, now, so what I'm going to talk about, so now is that you actually have stuff in the soil that is turning this into this. So I'm going to teach you two words. You have something called macro, which is big or a lot. And then you have, so we're going to do it. We're going to, equals big or a lot, or many. We're going to say many. And
Money.
so many.
Money.
Or lots of them, multiple. Micro means small. Or
Small.
few. So, we have things that are called little creatures that are, some are bigger and some are macro. They're bigger. There's more of them. They're bigger. And you have micro, which are tiny and smaller. And they're in the soil and they're going all together. And they're,
These are small.
yeah, they take this and they grind it up and they process it and they mix it and they turn it and they decompose it into something like this. And they decompose it into nutrients that plants can use.
Big bug with a tiny little lion in it.
That's funny. I like that. What's it, buddy?
I don't think that all soil is poop.
No, soil's not all poop. Worms do take it and ingest it and excrete it, take it out, poop it out if you want. But that's but they're also little tiny things you can't even see. It's called bacteria, but that's a whole different thing. But they're tiny. I want you just to know tiny creatures. They're microorganisms, micro creatures in the soil, taking this and turning it into this. And then you also have macro things. So I want to think. So they're turning it into this, right? So now I want to introduce one more word. So we've learned about micro, we've learned about macro, and now we're going to learn about nutrients. So what do you think nutrients are?
Nutrients.
Like food?
Like food. There we go. That's pretty much it. So we're gonna write food. Food for what?
Good
For the
food.
plant.
For the plants. What do you think?
For all the living things.
Yeah, so ultimately it's for all the living things, but it's for a lot of it is plants, and then also our little microorganisms, the soil. You know what I'm saying, okay? So these little organisms are taking the leaves, and they're microorganisms, and they're turning into this, and they're providing nutrients for the plants to grow. So I want to teach y'all about 3 things that are in the soil that help plants grow. And these are the 3 types of nutrients. It's called nitrogen. It's just, you don't have to know exactly what they are. You have phosphorus. And I'm not going to spell this one very well. And then potassium. These are all being put in the soil through decomposition by those microorganisms and various plants to provide growth, to provide macro, which, what does macro mean? Big or lots. So they need lots of these for the plants. So we have macronutrients that do what? What are they going to do with the plant? Are they, if they need that, if they need to feed it? Yes, they're going to feed it.
Like fire.
I don't know about fire, but it's, a good thought.
But it
So-
needs food like wood.
Yeah, so they make food for the plants. They make
Plant.
they help put nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, which are macronutrients in the soil.
Pumpkins don't have any seed in them.
That makes sense. But so now I want you to kind of think about this in more of a sense of how God works with us. How often do we give to God, or there's something that you're not exactly sure is going to really work out, and we kind of look at it like this, because so I want you to look at these leaves, right? So does it look like it would turn into this? No, that's really kind of crazy. So how many times do you have situations in your life where you're like, is God gonna, what is he gonna do with this? How can he make something good that can help me grow? Say you're a plant. How can he make it good? Something good that helps me grow?
Water.
Well, he does use water, but so God takes stuff just like this and uses it, and what we're gonna pretend like God's the microbes and decomposing it and changing it into something that's usable to help us grow. So what I want y'all to know is that we have this soil. It's a sponge. It's really cool. It holds things. It needs certain things like macronutrients, which are nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. The microorganisms take it, they break it down. Something that doesn't look like it should be dirt at all. God, who is our microorganisms in our lives, takes it and mashes it all up and takes it into something usable. Does that make sense?
No.
My mind sort of just blew up.
So now what are y'all's questions?
When grass grows, it doesn't grow because when the warm water does it, it doesn't grow because when people steps on it, they get hurt.
I don't know about that. That's a good. I'm trying to think about that. But do you guys have any questions about how do you think?
I would talk about the water because it's had plenty of time to filter, and there's a definite difference of who's holding water and who's not.
Who's holding water? So we've learned about that. Now we're gonna come back to our water. So you have this thing that's turned into this, that's something usable, that God turns into something usable. It wasn't usable, and God turns it into something usable, which is what God does. God takes things that may not be usable and makes them usable to us. Does that make sense? And so now we're all different people. We all have different ways we can deal with things, but God still works with us. And so pretend how people are all different. We all have different thoughts, but God still gives us abilities and things to do. So now I want you to look at these. So these are different soils. Are all the water levels the same?
No.
No. Right? Okay, so they're all different because remember how that soil's